Welcome back to the second video. Now, as I said, in this one we'll be making our very own function. So let's get started. There are three basic requirements for making a function. The very first thing is something called as a function prototype. Right. So what a prototype basically is, it tells the compiler that a function with this name is going to appear somewhere in the program. So the function prototype is defined outside the main function, right? So this is where we define the function prototype. Let's say we are making a function to add two numbers. So we'll simply say add, and that is all. So I'll tell you guys what this means in the next video. In this one I'll just tell you the three fundamentals of functions. Right, so this is the function prototype. It basically tells the compiler that a function with the name add is defined somewhere in our program. Right. The next thing which we do is we define the function, that is called as a function body. So the function body is mostly defined outside the main function and below the entire code. You can define it just below the prototype also if you want to, but the most common practice is to define it after the main body. Right, so here we'll again go ahead and we'll say add. We'll make two numbers a and b, and we'll simply display their sum. So we'll say the sum is %d and a plus b. Right, so this becomes the function's body. And the third thing is the function call. Now function call is basically the statement inside our main body when we call the function. Whenever we want to use it, we need to call the function using the function call. So let's say we have two integers here, I and j, and we need to add these two integers. Let's say I initialize the value of I to 10 and j to say 98 or whatever, and now I need to add these two numbers, right? So what I'll do is I'll simply call the function add. So what this basically means is that it will call the function add, so the control will transfer here to the add function and it will execute these two statements for us, and then the control will transfer back to the line following add. And since there is nothing else and the main function closes after that, so the program will exit, right? So this is how the flow of the function goes. The first one is the function prototype, which basically again tells the compiler that something like this is about to come. Next we have the function body, which we define mostly after the main function's body, and then we have something called as a function call, which is used to invoke the function as and when required. We can call this function any number of times. Let's say I read a value here using the scanf statement, and then I can call it here again, right? So there is no limit as to the number of times we want to call the function, and that is what makes the concept of function very useful. We can reuse this piece of code a many number of times. Now imagine this time there are only two lines, right? But let's say we have a huge function, something like calculating the roots of an equation or something. So reusing it every single time basically helps us reducing the number of lines of code as well, and the number of errors which we might encounter at a later stage, right? So those are the three essentials of functions. This was just a demo again, so we'll make a very own proper working function in the next videos. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.